Hello everyone and welcome to the third lesson of full stack development. In our previous classes we have looked at the HTML lessons, and in this particular lesson we want to start off with the CSS, and we want to start with the first lesson of CSS, Introduction to CSS. After we are done with CSS we will be able to look at JavaScript. So let's start our lesson 3.1 of CSS. And what is CSS? CSS in full stands for Cascading Style Sheet. And CSS is what is used to define the styles for your web pages, including the designs, the layouts, and the various displays for different devices and screen sizes. So that when you define your CSS styles, and when the browser loads the page and the browser reads the styles in the sheet, it is going to format the HTML document according to the styles that you have added in the style sheet file. Some of the examples that we can add using the CSS includes the color or the background color, the text color, the margin, and the width and padding, and so many other CSS styles, as we shall see in the upcoming lessons. How do we write CSS, and what is the syntax for writing the CSS? The syntax for writing CSS, which simply means the rule for writing CSS, consists of the two main parts. We have the selector part and the declaration block. And this comes in this format. So the selector part points to the HTML element that you want to style, and the declaration block comes within the curly braces, as you can see in this red text here. So the first part is the selector, which identifies the element that we want to style. For example, here we want to style the paragraph element, and then the declaration block, which comes within the curly braces, and inside the curly braces we have the declarations, which are separated by the semicolons, and this declaration comes in the form of the property name and the property value. So for example, here we are saying that the paragraph should be specified or should be styled using the background color, and the background color is going to be red. So in this case, the background color is the property and the red is the value. If we want to add another style, then we are going to add it after the semicolon. For example, we can say margin, and we give the value of the margin. So without further ado, let's take a simple example in our Visual Studio to see how this syntax can be written. So I'm going to turn over to my Visual Studio Code, and you can see this is our previous project. And now in the About page, there is no any style that we've added. If I open the About page right now using the live server, you're going to see that the About page does not have any style. But now I'm going to apply just one style, which is the background color. And how do we apply a style? We can apply the style within the head tag. So within the head tag, right after the title, I'm going to say add this tag called the style. And within this style, I can be able to specify any style for any element here. So I'm going to apply the background for this body. So I'm going to have the body selector, and then after selecting the body, I'm going to have the declaration block within the curly braces, and within the declaration block I'm going to specify the property value, the property, and the property value. So now I want to specify the background color, which is the property, and the value, I want to say the color should be aquamarine. So this is the typical syntax for any CSS style that you want to write. So now I'm going to save, and now when I save and you go back to your browser, you're going to see that this background style has been applied to your page. So that's it all about this introduction lesson, And in our next lesson, we will look at the different types of CSS selectors. Otherwise, thank you for joining this class and see you in the next lesson.